Hi, my name is Fred Newman. I'm the owner of the View Camera Store, and today I'd like to talk about the Shen Hao 4x5 HZX 2A camera. Now the first thing you want to do is open up the camera, and there's a little latch right here, so you just flip it forward, and the two knobs right in the middle here on this one that's angled down, you want to make sure both of those are loosened, and then just pick this up gently. And then one of the things you'll notice with this particular camera, there's a notch here, when you pick this up, it latches automatically. So it locks itself in the vertical position, and this way it's automatically squared. So that's one nice feature. Now, in order to do the front stand, you just have to pick this up. And what I would do is just pick it up and then pull it forward. And there's two little locking levers right here on the side. One goes out and the other one goes out the other way. Now, what you want to do is there's a 0 right here. There's a little scale on the front standard, and you want to just 0 it out. So there's a little dot in the 0. So you tighten these two knobs, which are for the rise and fall. And also one nice feature on this camera is when you're setting it up, you'll notice it latches right into, there's a little notch here, so when it catches in the notch, it automatically locks it right in, and you tighten both of these. Now the camera's all set to show you all the movements. First thing we'll do is talk about the movements on the front of the camera. On the front standard, you've got your rise and fall. This camera has a lot of rise and fall, so it should be adequate for just about everything you want to do. And these two knobs, these two little levers, locking levers I call them, just push them in, and this is for your front swing. And then just square it up when you're done, taking your picture, and locks in place right here. And for a base tilt, push this back to release it, and then you go forward. What's nice to say, this locks in place. I kind of like that. And let's go to the rear. You'll notice there's a little knob here, actually a little locking lever. Locks when you push it in. So now we have rear swing in the back here, and we have rear shift. And it's got a nice little set of lines here, so you can actually square it right up, and then to lock it down, just push this lever inward. So that's all set here. Now for base tilt in the back, push these back, and the camera goes back, and you could just lock it down with these two. Set it up here again. Okay, one interesting feature about this camera, you've got these two knobs here on this little thing, and it's just for rise and fall. So this camera actually has rear rise and fall, which not too many cameras have. And another interesting thing, this lower knob here, watch this, you've got rear base tilt, rear axis tilt around this little line right here. So you can actually move it. So sometimes you might set up the camera and it looks a little cockeyed. Make sure that this is centered when you're ready to set the camera back up to neutral. So just push it in a little bit. You could lock it down and focus and do all the stuff for rear axis tilt. So this camera has a number of features you won't find on a lot of cameras. So it's pretty versatile. Also now we've got these two knobs on both sides here, one over here and one over here. That's to move the rear standard towards the front, which is great for wide angle lenses. So with this camera you could just slide it forward. Wait a second. Okay. And it's a good idea to have the front standard centered so the bellows won't get crimped. And you can go all the way up to here. This is good for wide angle lenses. You might want to use a wide angle bellows when you do this. Let me put it back. So basically just slide it forward any way you want. Lock it down. And depending on the lens, like maybe a 150, you need to push it a little bit forward. No problem. These two knobs here, this is your focus and this is your locking knob on the left side. So basically your focus, and you could lock it down right here. And you'll notice there's a little bit of a scale on this side and this side, so you could do near far focusing like I did in one of the earlier videos. So you could sort of measure it and pick a particular point somewhere here that you could use on here, and then lock it down. So this could be used for near far focus, like as I said in one of the earlier videos. Now to install your lens, whoops, just lost my cap. You have your lock right here. The lens board fits right in. It's a Linhof style lens board. We'll get it right in here, one sec. There we go. and then just lock it down with this little locking bar. Now you're set. Okay, on the rear, your film holder normally goes in on this side. If you want to do a vertical, just pull these two levers out, flip it around, it catches in here, and you've got your vertical. Or you've got, if you want to put the film holder on the other side, from this side here, because the sun's coming this way, you could flip it around. I'll put it back to the way I normally keep them, on this side here. You'll also notice there's a little tiny bubble level on the top, so you can level your camera. If you watch my video on the tripods, I don't have to worry about that because I've got the leveling base and the bubble level on the tripod, so that's all set. Now, let me show you just a couple other things. This camera also has interchangeable bellows. Let me just rack it out a little bit so you can see a little better. There's a little bar up here. And you just, oh, before I do that, I gotta take the lens off, of course. Take the lens off. So there's a little bar over here. And basically you could just take it out like this. And it catches in the little groove right here. And then to take it off, you take the back off. And these two screws right here lock the rear bellows in place, the rear frame for the bellows. Okay. And this can be replaced with a wide angle bellows. And you can tell the top of the bellows by the little dot. So this way it puts it in the right place for you. So let me put the bellows back. And there's a little groove where this fits in. The frame fits in right here. So you just put it in that way. And then hold it back. And then tighten these two screws. So it's very quick changing your bellows on this camera. And let me just put this in the groove in the front, right on the bottom here. Okay, and then just lock this down, and you're back in business. Okay, let me fix the cleats. There we go. Okay, so let me push this back. Okay. Now we're back in business here. You lock this down. Again, this is the lock for your focus. And let me put the back on the camera. And let me do the folding up so you know how to do that. This camera does come with a number 0 lens board, a Shen Hao lens board, so let me just put it back. Okay, and you got your locking lever right here. The nice thing is this fits in very solidly. It doesn't have any kind of play. So let's work on closing up the camera. The other hard part about the cameras. So the first thing I'm going to do is unlock the two locking levers that lock the front standard where it slides on here. So we're going to push this all the way back. We're going to loosen these two knobs for the base tilt that lock this vertically, and the two knobs for the rise and fall. We're going to loosen these up, slide this all the way back. And then we're going to loosen the two knobs for the base tilt. And we're going to slide it forward. And then lock the latch. And then lock these two. As I say, this is a really nice, simple working camera. It's got a lot of movements, a lot of features in a little package. I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions and need any help, please email me or give me a call. And thank you again for watching the video.